So the point of today's live, now that we actually have a live that's working, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can definitely hear you.
Cool. Is to talk about TEKFest and all the wonderful things that's going on. Before we got cut off from our live last time, I started saying the TEKFest is going to be in Nashville, May 2nd and 3rd, at the Grand Opry Resort and Convention Center. We're pretty excited. So just like last year, the plan is 20 handpicked vendors that we have, as well as some guest speakers, a keynote speaker, some live labs and demonstrations, meaning, so we're going to have a fiber lab that you guys are going to be allowed to play with fiber, learn how to splice live throughout the entire trade show. We're going to have a live copper lab to teach people how to terminate copper, test copper, certify copper. We're also going to have again, our rack building competition, which was pretty huge last year.
Yeah.
As well as, just a lot of time to network and work with the vendors. The big thing about our event is really more about knowledge sharing than it is your typical trade show, right?
Mhm.
So, I'm going to use vertical cable as an example. Sorry, Mike, I'm sure you'll join in, but part of this is, you being allowed to go to the people that are actually manufacturing the products, share with them your feedback on the product, and help them implement changes that make sense, right? So, they have the absolute best keystone tool on the market, but they're always looking for ways to make it better. And being able to get the feedback from our community members and, people that come to the shows allows them to get that feedback and build a better tool. So I think it's a win-win. What do you think, Ryan? What are your thoughts on everything?
Absolutely. Another one that I think has been a great one for us is Trend Networks. I mean, they have some of the best tools out there. And not only have they taken our feedback from TEKFest23 and have made it even better. I mean, because one of the biggest things I was talking to them about at TEKFest23 was my hat.
You like that?
Yeah, was the PDF reporting for all tools, not just the certifiers, because not every job that we go to requires a certifier. And I'm not going to pull out a certifier for a job that is paying us quote unquote peanuts or lower amount than a certified job will. But I still want a CYA for my guys saying, yeah, we did this drop. It wire mapped correct. Everything's correct. Something else happened later on. So that's one thing that I felt that being able to talk straight to the network engineers and engineers at Trend, it really helped them get our point of view face to face and actually help develop some of their tools and continue to grow together.
Yeah, and we got a couple questions already. One of the questions was, is the event free? Of course,
Yeah.
the event's free. This is tech knowledge, baby. Of course, it's free. So you guys can come there free of charge and meet with all the vendors, go to all the guest speakers, go to all of the events absolutely free of charge. You've obviously got to pay your travel there. We can't cover that for you, but the event itself is 100% absolutely free.
And Chuck, yeah, wire map testers don't give you the full picture, but some jobs are just worried about making that connection, not necessarily doing a certified test on it. So that's where, I mean, some of these jobs we can't get the top dollar that we really want to or need to get to even bring out the certifier. I mean, certifier is a $15,000 tool. You got to make your time worth it with those type of tools.
One of the questions that got asked as well, how's a Navitec Pro? We actually just got one, so I'm going to be able to review that for you soon. But come to TEKFest.
Yeah,
They're going to
be
be giving live demos of all the equipment. Like, you'll be able to actually meet. Actually, the president of Trend is coming from the UK,
Yep.
so, which is pretty cool. And Mike Grindell will be there as well. So they'll be doing live labs and live demonstrations of all of their equipment. So, I would say if you can make it to Nashville, I would say come, and then you'll be able to play with all of their tools.
Yeah, absolutely. Carlos asked if the events for techs were CEO. The events for everybody. We want everybody out there. I mean, it will help your techs grow as techs too. Learning these products, talking to these vendors, and being able to learn even more. I mean, even doing the rack building challenge. I mean, just watching it last year, because I had shoulder surgery right before the event. I learned a lot that I didn't know on building a rack. And before that, I would have said I was an expert on building racks, but surely I'm not. I mean, we learned a lot just being in that event. The fiber splicing. I mean, we don't do a ton of fiber in-house at R&R, but learning even at Thanksgiving, learning from Zach, learning even more there, I feel like Tex will continue to grow.
I saw Mick joined in. I had to put his hat on too. I mean, I feel like I'm going to do 100 wardrobe changes as I go throughout this.
Brandon, you got a hat coming. I can either bring it to Nashville or I can send it to you.
So great. Please let me know about the Navideck. We will. We'll have a video up there soon. So I've got the IVS4. Is that what they call it? No, the IVS, right?
Yeah.
The certifier.
Yep.
And actually, you've got it right now.
Yep.
Well, you have a few of them. I just think their entire product line, quite honestly. I mean, I don't want to go into a review on Trend right now, but like I love the fact that their lowest end tester and their most expensive tester all have cloud capability.
Oh, yeah.
So you can upload all those reports to the cloud. And on top of that, I mean, their support is top notch. I mean, I can literally make a phone call to Trend and get a response quickly. I can email and get a response very quickly. And the really cool thing about the Trend certifiers, as well as the Navitech, I believe, is it has that remote control capability. It's got TeamViewer built into it. So I can send one of my technicians out into the field, plug it in, and if they're having problems, I can remote into that, assuming they've got a Wi-Fi connection, and actually do the certifications and do the troubleshooting with them. So I think it's great.
Carlos, you can bring as many people as you want. You can go to TEKFest.org and you can register right there on the website. I mean, you can bring your entire family. It's open to the public. It's not just for techs or CEOs, anybody. It's open to the public. Whoever is in the industry, or you don't even have to be in the industry. You just want to learn more about the industry. You're welcome to come.
Yeah, so make sure that you do register at tekfest.org. So every person will be given a badge, and that is what is going to allow you into the different areas. We've got 3 rooms. So I guess I should describe that too. So we're kind of making this a big deal. So we've got one room, which is our trade show room, which will have all the event booths and things like that are your standard trade show fare. It gives you the opportunity to go to each vendor. But then we also have 2 other rooms that are slightly down the hallway. And those rooms are basically, one is going to be set up as a classroom so that we can get up to 75 people in one room in a classroom setting where you can sit with that speaker. We've got some great speakers this year. I'll talk about that in a minute. And learn about their individual products and services in that classroom setting. Right next to that is where we're going to have our live lab, where you can go and sit with other people shoulder to shoulder, learn how to build a network, learn how to terminate fiber, learn how to terminate copper, learn how to build a secure network, learn how to do access control. I mean, there's some really good stuff coming on that, we're really stepping the game up. Like, I see Mick is on. I have a rematch on that rack build. Yeah. So Dan Higdon, for everybody that doesn't know Dan yet. Dan's team won last year, and he's not letting that go. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, and we'll get into that. And we've actually got some tricks that we're going to plan for the rack build competition this year. But we've got 3 rooms of just absolute awesomeness that is happening at this year's event. We want people to learn hands-on from seasoned veterans. We want people to learn from new techs. It's amazing how much new technicians bring to the table because they're giving, a new light and a new way to do things. And it's really cool to see that interaction.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like Brandon just chimed in, if you guys are registered, please make sure to download the Cvents app that is on our website. That will give you a breakdown of the entire event, as far as the speakers, the room locations, the sponsors, what events going on at what time. I mean, it will give you the full shabam. And you can also see what other people are registered to be at this event. So you can network and be ready to be there. Like I've already talked to a bunch of people. I'm going to be in the hole a couple grand on drinks. It sounds like
Yeah,
just
definitely.
promising drinks to people that are showing up. I mean, as you guys know, we network throughout the entire country with contractors, everything, and I'm meeting so many of these great contractors that have already taken on work for us, and I haven't put a face to the voice yet. So this is a great event for even R&R to get there and meet some of these contractors that we haven't been able to meet yet that have done so much work for us. Um, like Kermit from Texas, he's coming up. I've not yet done work with him, but I've seen the way the guy does his work. I want to meet him. I told him I'll pay for his flight even if I had to get him here.
Wow,
And
where is this credit card? Can I have a copy of it? Because you're flying out people, you're paying for happy
yeah,
hours.
Hacked into your account. Yeah, it's your account. I know where you bank at, boy.
Done and done. No,
But yeah,
this is this event's really exciting, and we've got some like I keep saying we've got some really cool things happening, but there is just so much that we're putting into this event this year because we want it to be special. Can you fly me from the UK? Are you registered?
yeah. If you're registered, well, I mean, we could figure out a GoFundMe or something.
Yeah. It's I know we've got a couple guys from the UK coming,
Yeah.
but I'm based on the registrations. I'm not sure who's coming. But so another cool thing that we're doing that we didn't do last year is we're gonna have a TKW table. And that table is full of our branded tools. And I saw that he just got on, but Tape Locks is in. We're having them make us some customized TKW tape holders, which is genius. The thing, if you haven't seen it yet, it's pretty genius. We've got door jam coming. Doors, we'll have some custom door jams made for the event. We're going to have Brandon, help me out. I know you're in here. What other tools do we have coming?
Is pulling
We've
power.
got obviously our pack out kit, which is awesome, which is full of all of our tools.
How
And
about
that pack out kit has
pull?
got the vertical cable tool, the Simply 45 tool, a Trend Networks tool, a bunch of jacks, bag mags, and a door jam. That's all in one kit. So we'll have that there. Pulling Pal. So Pulling Pal will be there, and Pulling Pal's making us a really cool Pulling Pal. So last year, Paul came, and if anybody was there, they remember the giant cowboy, Mr. Cable Slinger himself. He was on site, and he made custom TKW Pulling Pals last year, and he sold out. So he's doing another limited run of a different color, and this one is actually a revised edition. So it's actually got new features that the current Pulling Pal does not have. So he's bringing those. So it's really exciting. So all of this, for those that didn't join last year or that don't understand, TEKFest is how we fund TechsGiving, which is our yearly give back. So each year, many of you came with us last year and the year before. TechsGiving is our event where we give a community in need a gift of technology. So last year we gave a $75,000 donation to wardrobe change to Mission Fit down in Baltimore. See what I got here? I got way too many hats.
Way too many.
Way too many hats.
I need more.
Yeah, I got more. So they were down in Baltimore, Maryland. That came with Mick. And Mick, we really appreciate you running that. And then the year before that, we did Baraka Church, which is a suburb of Philadelphia. We gave them like with $150,000 gift of technology. And these events, TEKFest, is what funds these events, so we can keep giving back to the community. So you guys coming out to support TEKFest, meeting with our vendors, meeting with our sponsors, buying all the TKW branded tools that'll be there. That is how we are raising funds to help pay for these events, so we can keep doing those good things that we do each year. So.
And as for the people that don't know, we are completely a nonprofit. So this money goes directly towards those type of events. We have no idea where the next TechsGiving is yet, Chuck. We're hopefully going to have that together before TEKFest, and we can announce it at TEKFest, get a little bit more hype for TEKFest. But we decide that every year. We between the tax and everybody, we get that decision, and we choose our recipient for that year. So we don't know a year in events or whatever. We decide the year of.
Yeah, Chuck. So you're going to see very shortly after TEKFest, you're going to see a post in the community where you can send your suggestions on where we should do the next one. So Chuck, if you've got a venue that is near and dear to your heart, that you think is a good recipient of Thanksgiving, then you'll be able to fill out a form, give us their story, and then potentially we could do it down in Florida. I mean, I'm good with doing it down in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, any place that's warmer than Pennsylvania, I'm in for. I don't like this stuff so much.
Pennsylvania and Baltimore. Baltimore got a little bit cold for Thanksgiving. It was surprising.
You know, it was
Uh,
cold when I was standing on top of that ladder. Me, the guy that shouldn't be on a ladder 50 feet in the air.
hey, it was better than me in a knee
Yeah,
brace, ready for surgery.
well, at that point, I had already kicked your knee out, so I guess I owed you. But yeah, I think that the thing that we don't talk about enough is the pure camaraderie of this community. Oh, Mick wants to join. Here we go. Let's let him in here.
Yeah,
We can get.
Brandon was watching us for sure.
Yeah, he had his clipboard the whole time. It was perfect.
He was taking down our OSHA violations.
Yeah,
for sure.
There he goes.
Hey,
yo, what's up, buddy?
Hey,
Yo, you got
on here with you guys. You started talking Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Speaking
man. So for those people that haven't met Mick yet, and I don't know how you couldn't, Mick is everywhere now. Mick was actually the leader of last year's Thanksgiving down in Baltimore. Why don't you talk to people a little bit about that project, Mick?
Sure. So last year it was Baltimore. It was Mission Fit. It's a youth gym. They look to serve the community and make sure all the kids in the area or the youth in the area have a place to go, something new and something productive. And they give them life skills. They train them how to be personal trainers. So it also can help them, get employment. So there's a lot of things that they did, and they're a small organization, and we were able to put together, a great network for them, Wi-Fi for them, audio for the gym, cameras for security, electronic doors and access control so they could let members in and out, let students in and out. We brought them an intercom so they don't have to run all the way downstairs to, release the door. So they're really happy with it. They're excited. I've been here several times. I started going back and working out myself and bringing my children there to work out, to be part of what they're doing, and using it. I mean, the music's on. They're using the intercom all the time, the electronic doors. It's a good story. They really are enjoying it. They are, getting value from it, and the people who use the gym are also getting value from it. And that's what we're about. We're all about having, we have that, skills and connections to help them do more of what they can do.
Absolutely.
It was great. And again, Mick, thank you again for leading that. I mean, I had a great time in Baltimore. I think it was nice having, that size of a job to do. That way we could, again, socialize, get to know each other better, have some of those product demonstrations that we had, and still do a really good thing for Mission Fit.
No,
So I think it was great.
I mean, it was my first time really talking to a lot of guys. So it was great for me, and I learned a little bit from Mick on some access control while I was there. Not as much as I've learned the last 2 weeks from him, but I've learned some new tricks and things while I was at Tech Giving. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I wasn't able to do a lot because of my knee, but I still had a lot of fun, especially with Trisha following me around and making sure I wasn't getting on ladders or doing stupid things that I truly wanted to do because my friends and family were doing them, as I see everybody in Thanksgiving as friends and family at this point. I mean, I know, give a little bit more about TKW. I mean, it's a family to me. I mean, no matter what, I can go in and ask a stupid question if I think it's stupid, and I won't be worried about that comment saying, wow, you're really a dumb butt or whatever. I mean, there's so many communities out there that you can get into on Facebook, whatever, and the comments are just going at your life basically, just because you're asking something that you truly are interested about or need to know about to better yourself. Where in TKW, our Slack, you don't get any of that. You get helping hand the entire way. And that's something that's really helped R&R get into different fields. As you guys know, I didn't do access control until about 2 weeks ago. Now I have about 29 jobs sitting on my back burner waiting for access control. I mean, and there's big contracts waiting on my back burner that we're going to be using TKW members to help us complete. But that's the whole point of TKW is we're able to reach out as a community to get jobs done. We all hold similar standards for getting the work done. So you don't have to sit there and hold hands like you may have to with some employees or using FN or whatever. We all try to hold that same community standard.
Yeah, and I again, I'm the money guy for TKW for the most part, so I can't stress this enough. Our community is free. We are a nonprofit organization, registered 501c3.
Yep.
Everything in this community is free and or supported by the members of the community via either donations or by sponsorships. It's a great place to be, and we're honestly we're changing an industry.
Oh yeah.
So,
and I mean,
I'm pretty proud of what we built.
We're constantly looking for more vendors. So if you guys are part of TKW or want to join TKW and you know a vendor out there that is maybe not widespread known to the industry or is not a part of TKW, connect them with us. We are always happy to have more members, more sponsors, more vendors part of our community, because there may be products out there that you may know about, but the rest of us don't know about and can make our life so much easier. Like tape locks. The man has a holster for rolls of tape. Never would have thought that. You don't know how many jobs I leave and I have 7 rolls of tape in my pocket, or I've left them in the top of the ceiling because I don't have a place to put them. Tape locks allows you to pop them on a holster and you can carry it anywhere.
Yep.
Rumor has it that I saw that there might be a Velcro one coming soon. So, I mean, I'm happy for that type of deal, but there's products out there that we don't know about. So bringing vendors to our attention and having them join the community is a great thing. I mean, Pulling Pal, you got the door jam, you got tape locks. I mean, those are products that may not have been able to be like recognized to us, but they were brought to our attention and now they're blowing up and everybody in the community uses them. I didn't know what door jam was before I joined, but now we use them. Pulling Pal, we had them. Now, did I use them a lot? Probably not. Now we use them everywhere. And same thing with these tape locks. I mean, I already told them I'd sign up to order 100. I mean, because they're a great invention.
No, I agree. I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about some of the speakers and presenters that are going to be there. And you guys can tell me if you're excited, if there's other speakers that you're looking forward to meeting. So obviously Chuck Bowser's on. So Chuck gave a great presentation on fire stopping last year that terrified everybody. So we've asked Chuck to come back and speak again. He's actually doing a really cool talk on code versus standards. So we're really excited to have Chuck. I mean, he's a great presenter. Everybody enjoyed his talk last year, so we're having him back again. We have our keynote speaker, Bruce Wirt, who is from Telesystem. Now, Telesystem is a giant, global. It started out in the telecom industry, but they really are selling and reselling services to MSPs, real high-end security products, things like that. They run a great convention each year called Hackers Suck. They're awesome, and we're lucky to have Bruce. Bruce is going to be there and be our keynote, but he's also going to give a presentation about Telesystem and what they do. We've got Justin Colantonio coming back for another talk. He's another one. He gave a talk on network security last year and also terrified everybody. Who didn't know that if you're just installing cameras on a network, you really shouldn't be plugging them in if you don't manage the network? So he's coming back to talk about how you should build your network security and make sure that you're segregating your networks properly to build it from a secure standpoint as opposed to a functional standpoint. Then we have, I'm looking through my list of people. We've got Chuck, Justin, Bruce, and Shayna Staggerwell. So Shayna, is a very good friend of mine. She is from Pennsylvania as well. Shayna is going to be talking to our community about marketing and how you should go to market with your company and how you should better be getting your brand awareness out there and bring you in that new customer that maybe you couldn't have before. So she's giving a presentation there as well. And I think everybody is going to love what Shayna has to say. She's probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. And just down to earth, absolute great, sweet human being. So I know she's excited to come down and talk with all of us about what her company does, Modern Driven Media, and how they can help you no matter where you where you are in the country. I've got a couple other speakers that want to come that haven't given me their topics yet, so I don't want to put them on blast yet. But needless to say, they're going to be exciting. So I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be a great event. We listened to everybody last year. Last year we did it. Our friends at Cable and Connections were nice enough to give us their facility to host it at last year. This year we're obviously doing it at the convention center down in Nashville. And we wanted to elevate it. So we're having it during the week like a normal trade show. We are hosting events outside of the trade show. So I know there's a golf outing coming. I think we're going to have to keep 2-bit off the water slides. I know that's going to happen at some point because there's a water park inside of this place.
Yep.
We've got social hours that are being planned. We've got excursions out into Nashville proper that we're planning right now. There's a lot of opportunities for networking and getting to know people from around the country, so that you too can have that presence. Like for me, because of people like Carlos, I have a presence in California now that I wouldn't have had before. I'm working with guys out in Seattle because of this community.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Dan is coming, Dan Abston.
Yeah.
So he should be
I think
here.
I saw him on the list.
Yeah. But it's great. I mean, the partnerships that this community has allowed people to build for $0 is impressive because you get to know people. It's just like sales, right? You buy from people that you know and you buy from people that you trust. We get to trust each other. Like Ryan and I are doing jobs together. Mick and I are doing jobs together. Rob is doing jobs with the entire community.
Yeah. Rob just flies all over.
Rob
He's
flies.
never at home. We just share custody at this point.
Yep. And obviously, Pierce from All Green Lights will be there. Pierce is one of the reasons we started this community. It's just like he is the standard that we are all aiming to be, at least from the structured cabling side.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just one of the nicest people on the planet.
Oh yeah.
So
to earth. I mean, I know he came in clutch for me. I had a job down in Atlanta, Georgia, that one of our certifiers got stolen. We ended up getting one sent back, or we were fighting with insurance, whatever, with it. He had one because he was down there. He let us use it, and we ended up actually not returning it on time to him. And he happened to fly back in, so it worked out. We were able to get a job done that I was kind of like, crap, we don't want to fork over another $15,000 right this second. He happened to be in the area. He was like, dude, no sweat. That's what community is. That's what TKW is about. I mean, otherwise you're spending money to rent something or buy something, and it may not be in the budget right then and there. And that's one thing I like about the community is we're not always in the best position to spend a lot of money. But if you use the community the way you're supposed to or should, you can make a lot of money. It's community over competition. I mean, that's our phrase. I mean, that's our tagline that you know us by. I mean, before the community, I was probably one of the most cutthroat people out there. I was going after contracts after contract, didn't care about anybody. The community has opened my eyes and said, you know what? I don't care. I mean, as long as we get a contract and we can share it, it's not all about winning every single contract. As long as we can still all make money at the end of the day and we're all suffice in this world, we're good. Like we've been able to give a lot of work to a lot of our members here, and people are now backfeeding that work to us too. I mean, I know every time I get onto Facebook, I got 20, 30 notifications, people tagging me in, and they all are from TKW, tagging us in work for North Carolina, South Carolina, our regions that we're known for. That's the biggest thing that has kept us going. I mean, we've had to get rid of employees or we had to cut back. TKW members have stepped in and been able to take care of that for us.
That's awesome, man, and I'm happy that you're using the community for all those things. I mean, that's literally when Brandon Pierce Marco and I started this community 2 years ago. That was our vision, right? Is build a community of people that you can trust that do good work, that you can say, hey, I'm doing a job in South Carolina, I need help today, or I'm doing a job in New Jersey, or I'm doing a job in California. Can you help me out? Um,
Yeah.
it's literally it's changing the way that the industry is done. This cutthroat, competition for no reason doesn't
Yeah.
exist. I mean, most of our members have told us since they started reaching out and working with other people, and Carlos told me a great story. They're finding that they're making more money and they're getting more jobs. Like Carlos told me, he was on one of our weekly catch ups. He said, Ray, I started reaching out to my competitors in my area just to see if, they wanted to come work with us or if they had some open work. And he's like, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, reach out and talk to your competitors. Like Justin Colantonio, at the end of the day, he technically he would be a competitor for me. He's an MSP in my backyard. Justin and I do work together. It's just like,
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, if you have somebody that you can trust, that competition thing goes away and you just all work well together. Carlos just commented he's driving to a job to do for you right now. I'm
Yep.
not surprised.
I mean, and that's the great thing. I mean, I think there's like 5 or 6 TKW members in my area as well. And that's the same thing. I mean, we've reached out to them for work all the time now or to pass on work to them. I mean, there's only so much that we can do as a company, but we want to make sure our customers are still taken care of. And that's where TKW can come in. Yeah, your profits may not be 100% the same as having employees in that area, but guess what? The work gets done, the customers are happy. That's where I look at it and say, shit, the contract's fulfilled. I'm getting more work from that customer because they're happy. I don't care
Yep.
about losing $20 because I hired a contractor to go do it. The client is happy, the job is fulfilled. Guess what? There's more work coming down that pipeline.
So, with all that being said, I think we've been on here for a little while longer, probably we wanted to be. Does anybody that is on right now have any questions about TechFest?
Yep.
I will say this while you're thinking about your questions, make sure you go to tekfest.org and register. You can look at the online schedule right now, which, by the way, will be filling up more. I'm just waiting on some times for some people. I think right now there's 12 different events that are on there. Sign up. Some of the seating is limited. We can only get 75 people in a classroom. So if you want to go to, Chuck Bowser's class, for example, make sure that you sign up and register. And, make sure that once you do register, you put that app on your phone. You'll get an email with a link to the app. Put that app on your phone because the app will notify you when classes are. It will allow you to subscribe to classes. It will make sure that you know where to go the entirety of the weekend. And it allows you to network with people. It allows you to talk to people before the show and start to get to know people. Like, if I didn't know Ryan so well, I saw the work that Ryan's doing. I could literally reach out to Ryan on the app right now and be like, hey, Ryan, I'm going to be there on Friday. Any chance we can grab coffee at like 3?
Yep.
And just have a conversation. You can do that within the app right now.
And I've already done that with a couple of the guys, just reaching out to them. Like I said, I owe a lot of drinks to a lot of guys already, but that's what the app is really going to be killer this year because I know last year, I mean, it was our first time doing it. A lot of people did not know where to go. So this year, the app is going to be our guide for everything. You'll know exactly where to go at what time, everything you don't. And plus, we'll have guys in our red event shirts that will be able to direct you and tell you where to go as well. If your app's not working, whatever, you're not tech phone savvy, whatever it is, we'll be there as well to help you. We'll be in our red shirts the entire event. You'll be able to find us and we can get you into those direct spots. But like Ray said, those spots are limited for some of these classrooms. So please sign up now. And please make sure you register in a timely manner because we have giveaways. We want to make sure we have the right amount of giveaways. That way we're prepared for you coming and showing up. If we only have 180 signups or whatever and 300 people show up, we're not going to have enough giveaways and we're going to feel bad. But we need you guys to sign up sooner rather than later. Make sure we have the correct size shirts, whatever it is, for giveaways. I know R&R is doing a special giveaway for all members, but we're taking that data from registration and from the app to be able to do our giveaway. I want everyone to be able to walk away with R&R and a TKW shirt, anything swag related, but we have to make sure that you guys register on time.
All right. Well, I think, Ryan, that was awesome. Thank you for jumping on with me. I don't know why Facebook didn't work, but it's Facebook, so it is what it is. Register at tekfest.org, and we hope to see you guys soon in Nashville. We'll see you then.
See ya.
All right. See you.